Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be streaming some Fallout 4 this morning. Um, yeah. So, usually I try to take care of things like this before I end for the night, but apparently I got addicted to Buffout yesterday. Or not yesterday, whenever I last played. And never took care of it. So, that's what I gotta do right now, is take care of my Buffout addiction. Because, yeah, otherwise I will have a debuff the whole time. That's one thing. Like, I don't dislike the addiction mechanics in Fallout 4 exactly. I think it's reasonable that they have them. You know, a downside to using
We
drugs.
have a backlog of
You can, and it's not even that big of a downside, so you can sort of decide whether or not you want to deal with it.
It's a wonder you and Glory don't set off metal detectors.
Uh, but
Yeah. See what's wrong with me, Doctor.
Now go over your symptoms for me, one at a time.
it is kind of a hassle.
Got an itch, Doc.
And
Got anything that can help?
Yeah, you got it.
I think what I don't like is
Let's
that the
flush our
addiction
system.
kicks in as soon as
It's
the
gonna
drugs
burn like
wear off.
crazy afterwards.
Which isn't how
Alright.
drugs work in real life. Uh, not that I'm super experienced or anything, but usually there's a satiation
Any other
period
complaints?
that you've used the drug. Sorry. You've used the drug,
No, we're done.
and you
Off
don't
you
have
go.
to use it again for a while before, you know, the chills start to set in. It'd be nice if there was that, so that you could actually sort of manage an addiction. That's my real problem. Is, you know, chances are you're going to buff something that, you know, does something that is your character that benefits your character. Hold on while I check that the audio is working. You could actually sort of manage. Okay. Yeah, the audio is working in the stream. Yeah, usually you would choose to become to use a drug that does something that benefits your character. Like, you know, if your character is a melee character, you're probably going to use Buffout. But being addicted to Buffout penalizes strength, the same thing it boosts. So, you know, if you have a Buffout addiction, and you use Buffout, and then the Buffout wears off, you don't really have any choice but to either immediately use Buffout again, which is not feasible. You will run out of Buffout. Or suffer with combat penalties to the very thing that you were trying to buff, or go get it cured, and then just use Buffout again afterwards. That's the option I go with. Get cured, and then go and use Buffout again afterwards. But,
Got a minute? Drinks on me.
who's talking to me?
What do you want?
I prefer the direct approach anyway. I'm in town looking for Henry Cook. Do you know where I might find him?
Well, why are you looking for him?
Fair question. He's my father. I haven't heard from
So,
him in a
some
while,
backstory. Henry Cook
came
owned the
down to
barn
check up on
town,
him.
and he killed this guy with me. Or actually, no, he killed this guy. I didn't kill the guy at all. I was not involved. I was in the room, but he killed Paul Pembroke.
Sorry. I barely know the guy.
Okay. I'm just asking everybody around town.
So yeah, he killed Paul Pembroke in front of me. It was kind of my fault. I told Paul Pembroke I would act as his bodyguard, and then I completely did not act as a bodyguard. Uh, Instead, I was just like, I don't know what this guy's going on about. Henry Cook killed the guy, and then Henry Cook set up a drug deal with me, and then he fled town. So this guy's looking for him, or this woman's looking for him. And I just told her I barely know him, which is true. None of the other options gave me an option to tell her anything, as far as I could tell. I would have been honest with her, and I think I was mostly honest with her.
When I want to
It's
talk
a little
to you,
bit annoying that
I'll
there
let you
wasn't
know.
a more clear, like, yeah, he
Hey
skipped
there.
town.
Move on, pal.
Well, whatever. Like, I'm fully willing to tell her what happens.
Good for you. Niggas good people. You know what I mean. You keep that synth freak at arm's length. You understand me?
The guards of the town are like, Nick Valentine's good people. It's great that you're hanging out with him. And then, right after that, a resident's like, get that synth freak away from me.
Knew Earl better than these folks. Ought to ask around, see what people know.
Vadim.
Good to see returning customers. Most die. You let me know if you need a drink.
I don't think I've ever bought anything from you, Vadim, but we did do a quest together.
Earl Sterling used to work here, right?
Poor Earl. Gone just like that. Such a good bartender. Good friend. Oh, terrible with women, mind you. Bull in china shop with them. You with
Was he
Valentine's
hitting
Detective
women?
Agency? I forgot to drop off Earl's key when I hired you people. Here, I hope you find out what happened. Security does nothing but yell at me for asking about. I got a bar to run. Let me know if you want something.
You staying out of trouble?
You are checking up on me? I love it. But do not worry. I have cut ties with anyone who might try to kill me over
That's
Dennis.
good, Vadim.
All is well, friend. Relax.
Not looking to buy right now.
That's too bad.
So, this is some real detective work we got going on here. I pick up this file off the desk of Nick Valentine. And it's like, oh, we should investigate and try to figure out who might have the key to his house. I go and talk to Vadim, who is apparently the person who hired us. Dick didn't mention. And he has the key. Real good detective work right there. But hey, whatever. It's working out. I thought we got a viewer, but I think that was just me tuning into my own stream.
Must be some hint where that boy ran off to. You know, for all the talk, I'd put the chances of this being an Institute snatch job somewhere between 0 and none. Just think about it. Earl Sterling, local assistant bartender? Why not nab the bartender himself? Lord knows Vadim samples his own wares enough that some weird behavior wouldn't make anyone bat an eyelash.
Fair enough, Nick. So, I'm supposed to check out this living room.
Nothing over here. And Earl had lousy people skills. Might score the Institute some points in the last person you'd ever suspect category. But why not snatch someone with charm? Someone who could get you what you want. Earl could barely get you a drink by closing on a busy night. So where does that leave us? Unknown enemies. Wasn't much for the great outdoors, so likely not raiders or mutants.
Oh.
No, this all screams act.
I can never read these things. It says, like, reconstruction, surgery, facial, procedure to be performed upon clearance of final installment payment.
A receipt from the Mega Surgery Center, huh? Wonder what the good doctors have to say about that.
Presumably that's the next step then, Nick?
Folks,
Can I take all of
I'd
his
like to
beer
take a
and
moment for
money?
something a little more
Oh, those are cigarettes.
personal.
Well, I'm going to take all of his
As I'm
beer
sure you know
and
all too
cigarettes.
well, I haven't always been the
because
best at this job. Hey, let's face it.
I like beer and cigarettes, basically.
Thanks to
No
the
other
effort
reason than that.
of my friends, I've decided to change how I look at things, how I live
I'll
my
take
life.
your coffee cup and cigar box,
I'd
too.
like to take this opportunity
And just
to thank
take all this
Caldwell
stuff.
for lending me a hand. I really do
He's not around anymore. He left this year.
All right.
Also, it says it's not stealing.
That's enough sentiment.
This is detective work, right?
Let's get it on back to the beach, shall we?
So I got a PlayStation camera so that I can broadcast my face, but I didn't set it up. I was feeling a little bit lazy this morning. I wasn't initially sure I was going to stream, and I went to watch a show, but the show I wanted to watch, Last Man on Earth, had not yet been put up on Hulu. Or maybe it didn't have a new episode this week, I'm not sure. I don't follow it closely enough to know. So then I was like, well, I guess I'll stream.
Doctor?
This better be an emergency.
Do you know anything about this receipt?
Let me see. This is Dr. Crocker's deplorable handwriting, all right. Looks like Earl Sterling was one of his patients. The procedure noted here.
Sorry,
was
just woke up.
Low-risk cosmetic work. Dr. Crocker never performed it, however. Said Earl vanished before he paid. Now, I must insist we talk about your medical needs.
Where is Doc Crocker?
Last time I saw him, he had to get something out of the surgery cellar. Probably just had to wash some needles or move some storage around. Now, let's get back to talking about your medical needs.
I need to get into the cellar, Doctor.
What does this look like? A public outhouse? You know what? Don't answer. Why on earth would I let you down there?
I'm investigating a missing person, Doctor. And I think the trail leads to your basement.
A missing person? You're talking about Earl, aren't you? You can't honestly think...
This guy's so hostile.
Fine. If it'll put the matter to
I
rest...
feel like he's got
Here,
something
go
he's
see for
hiding.
yourself. But if I find one instrument out of place...
Also, I kind of expect to find Doc Crocker dead down there. Which honestly would be pretty funny. I hope I do find him dead down there. I've not done this quest before, so I actually don't know what I'm gonna find. Ooh, tracks of blood.
Where'd all this blood come from? It goes right into the basement.
So I guess that's the sign that you might get if you didn't see the other signs. I didn't actually see tracks of blood. I just saw the word tracks of blood.
You've really been a handful, you know. But I think we're just about done. Our little mistake is finally going to be corrected.
Well, this is disturbing, Doc
naughty,
Crocker.
naughty. You're not supposed to be down here, but that's okay. I can fix that. I can fix anything.
Yeah, you fixed things, all right. Fixed yourself some time in a Diamond City jail cell.
Jail cell? You don't get it, do you? Doc Crocker isn't going to jail. He's going to go back to his surgery, where people love him. And they love him because Doc Crocker never loses patience. He just...
What is with this guy?
Happy.
You made a mistake, but you can still do the right thing, Doctor. Just think this through.
Drop the weapon, Doc. Haven't enough people suffered today?
You're right. There's one thing I can do.
I think he's gonna kill himself.
Only one thing
Stop him.
is going to make this all better. I can fix anything.
What's going on here? Is that Dr. Crocker?
Yes.
I think you owe me an explanation. What happened here?
Maybe I should have arrested him.
Doc Crocker killed Earl Sterling. I found out, and then he killed himself. Guess he couldn't handle the guilt.
Dr. Crocker killed Earl? The facial reconstruction. So he really did go through with it. That explains a lot more than I'm comfortable with. Dr. Crocker always cared about his reputation, but this isn't human.